As I live and breathe, David T himself has blessed me and my channel with another video response. Now, the first time around, I felt like I needed to rein David in, spit some facts, throw some truth down, and show him exactly why Xbox has won overall, not just in the sales. But he didn't quite grasp that. He put out another video, and I think if nothing else, we need to keep trying to get through to him because there is a little bit of hope there. It's not like he's went out and bought a PlayStation 5, at least not yet, but he is advocating for an inferior platform on multiple levels, and we need to set him straight. So let's see what David T has to say here about not only my video, but again, the Nintendo Switch in general, and why it's just so much better than Xbox.
Hello YouTube, it's David T in the house.
Oh shit, David T's in the house.
Bringing you another video. In one of my latest videos, I did a video on this delusional kid.
Delusional kid? David, I thought we were past this. I thought we were friends, man. By the way, I'm 34 years old, and my beard is much more magnificent than yours.
Dead Metal. He's the biggest, most delusional Xbox fanboy in existence. I basically called him out on how he said Xbox One, and then he did a video calling me out on me saying that Xbox didn't win, and that in fact Nintendo are winning. So let's take a look at what he said about me, and I'll rebut it.
Channel was gonna get so big.
So big.
Somebody somewhere was bound to try to call me
75 subscribers isn't big, kid.
Small correction here, David. We're actually up to 76 subscribers now. I actually like to believe that that last one was you because you enjoy my content despite what you say.
Logic against me and make all these ridiculous arguments, and we now have reached that point, people. So we're about to see a pretty big shakeup in content on this channel. David T.
Because of me, you're truly, he's changing his whole content on his channel about Sony, and he's changing it to a Nintendo-focused channel. Thanks to me, David T. Yours truly.
No, I'm still targeting Sony fanboys, in particular the Sony contingent that comprise the entire PlayStation 5 user base as the focus of my videos. I'm widening the net thanks to you. We can include some Nintendo fanboys such as yourself in there as well. I welcome it. You kind of started a war, my dude.
Self-proclaimed Nintendo Pro Gamer, he calls himself that, Nintendo Pro Gamer, has decided to take it upon himself to call me out. And he did a whole video on me called The Most Delusional Xbox Fanboy Ever. Well, David, there's no delusions going on here. Quite frankly, sir,
No delusions going on here. Xbox One is a delusional comment. The most delusional comment that you can possibly say.
I feel like maybe I wasn't clear in my last video, David. When I say Xbox One, I mean not in sales figures because they've extended their market beyond the traditional console realm. All right. Now, if you want to start tallying up all the people who use their gaming PCs to play Microsoft games, all the people who use the xCloud to play their games, all the people still on the regular Xbox One because they're supporting their older hardware for 2 whole years, and all the people who bought an Xbox Series X and an Xbox Series S, then yeah, let's talk sales figures. But that's not the point. They don't care. They do not care how many plastic boxes they sell. Their goal is to get you to play their games and subscribe to Game Pass, which, by the way, is an extraordinary value, and it's significantly better than anything Nintendo Switch Online can offer. I mean, what do you got? You got NES games competing with Game Pass, David? Where's your compelling subscription service? You don't have one.
we like to turn things up to 11. We like to keep things entertaining, and we like to keep things real.
keep things real.
And paint compelling arguments.
Compelling
This
arguments.
might be the most lie-infested fanboy video I've ever seen.
Lie-infested fanboy video he's ever seen. And he's talking about fanboys.
Okay, buddy?
I mean, David, you did dub yourself the Nintendo Pro Gamer. Aren't you a bit beyond fanboys at this point? Take a video. Show me your gaming setup. Show me that you got an Xbox Series X, a Series S, or a PS5, and then we'll be on equal footing.
Because the fact of the matter is this, all right? I can sit here and call Sony fanboys idiots and mongoloids all day long. You say that you bring facts to the table.
I do bring facts to the table.
We're not gonna talk
Nearly
bullshit
everything
today.
I say
Let's talk
is a
facts.
fact.
Let's see what he has to say.
David, if everything you say is a fact, then I want you to record a video of yourself stating that Game Pass is the best value in gaming, that Nintendo ports are shoddy cash-ins of games that nobody played because the Wii U was an abysmal failure, and I want you to acknowledge that Nintendo are dead last when it comes to pushing gaming and in particular online services forward. You love to shill for all the positive things Nintendo does. Yay, look at all these wonderful things. Nintendo Labo, cardboard, Mario Kart in my living room. How about all the bad things they do, David?
Hello YouTube, it's David T here, bringing you another video.
I'm sorry, this needs to be addressed right now. David, what year is it? It's 2021. You're
In this part of the video, he's going on about my way of filming. I'm kind of like Nintendo. I'm old school. I like my content to speak for itself. I'm not about flashy graphics and lack of gameplay. I'm all about superior content, just like Nintendo.
You say you're about superior content, but my question is, there's a line and you got to put forward some effort, my friend. You could certainly stand to utilize the tip I gave you in the last video where I told you to record your screen. I even gave you the shortcut. At some point, respect for the audience has to come into play, right? Because if you just keep doing video responses where you're filming me responding to your video responses, it's going to be like YouTubeception. You're going to have this infinite black hole of you filming the screen, of me doing responses where you film the screen. Let's put forward a little bit of effort here, David. Your precious Nintendo certainly puts forward effort in their games. I think your audience would appreciate you putting forward some effort in your videos.
This is the difference between why Nintendo fans pay £60 for the Switch games, yet Xbox games have to be given away for £15 on Game Pass, or whatever the cost is on Game Pass. Xbox games just aren't worth anything because they have no value. They have no value. And the fact that they are only £15, sometimes they've been given away for £1. That speaks volumes to how much people care about Xbox games and the quality of Xbox games. Nobody cares. Nobody's willing to spend money on Xbox games.
All right, Nintendo fans pay $60 for Nintendo games because they're blind fanboys and Nintendo plays the artificial scarcity game. Value is in the eye of the beholder. And I noticed, again, you have Steam on your computer, David. Answer me this question. You ever jump into the Steam sales? You ever wait for a game to get discounted and then buy it? It's got nothing to do with how much the game retails at MSRP for. All right? If I can get a good deal on a great game, and Game Pass is a great deal, mind you, but if I can get a good deal on a great game, how does that lower the overall value of the product or affect my enjoyment? There's an argument that myself and many other bargain hunters would bring to the fucking table, which is that in which if you can get a huge, really enjoyable, like long RPG game for cheap, that ultimately is going to increase your enjoyment because your dollars per hour spent on the entertainment ends up being much less, therefore bolstering the overall value of the product. But again, that's irrelevant. It doesn't matter whether if I spend $60 on a game or somebody else spends $30. How does that matter as far as the quality of the game is concerned?
filming in portrait mode off of what I assume is your smartphone. okay? And you're not even that. Plenty of people do that, but you're filming a screen on your computer. David, your computer is running Windows 10. Allow me to get off my soapbox here for
Again,
and provide some
quality content over flashy graphics. That's me. Quality content. Dead Metal is that no quality. Kind of like Xbox, you know? Nobody cares about Xbox games, just like they don't care about Dead Metal with his 75 subscribers.
Oh, you've said it now, boy. Nobody cares about my videos and 75 subscribers. Dude, my God of War video topped 1,000 views in little over 3 days. All right, my Ratchet and Clank video is closing in on 1,000, and it's been about 4 days. There's no dude, my channel is growing through the roof. I don't know. Are you some analytical YouTube marketing coach? I don't need you to approve or stamp off on my channel. Quite frankly, I'm glad that you haven't, because approval from a self-proclaimed Nintendo pro gamer, Nintendo fanboy such as yourself would actually soil my channel. So the fact that you don't like it is honestly better news for me.
Fanboy, the most delusional fanboy on the internet, even more delusional than me. Some people would call me delusional.
David, I can't imagine why anybody would call you a delusional fanboy.
Give me 5 reasons why you should buy a Nintendo Switch in 2021. And I don't see how that's delusional. People are still buying Switch over PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X in 2021 because of the portability alone. It's not delusional. Saying Xbox One is the definition of delusional. If you looked in the dictionary, it would have Dead Metal's face and it would say delusional next to it.
Okay, answer this question and think about it before you answer, David, because I think the truth is actually held below the layers of fanboy and Xbox skepticism that you hold so closely to your heart. Xbox, Sony, Nintendo, which of those three is the most consumer friendly? Which of those three have the most efficient and effective consumer goodwill? Which of those three allow you to bring your controllers, your games, and everything forward through the generations? I'll give you a hint. It's not your precious Nintendo. It's certainly not them. They're going to milk you dry for every penny you have, dude.
When I say Nintendo has won, Nintendo has won. If you do the maths, 80 million Switches, it's outpacing the PS4, it's beating the PS5, it's beating everything, you know. The Switch was the best-selling console last week in America, Europe, and Japan. When I say Nintendo have won, Nintendo have won.
David, you're committing a cardinal sin right now. Allow me to make a statement that's going to blow your mind. What if I told you sales doesn't equal quality? Just because your precious Nintendo is outselling the Xbox Series X, is outselling the PlayStation 5, does not make it better. Just the same way that Fortnite is the most popular game in the world does not make it the best game in the world. Alright? Just because you're using sales as your personal measuring stick to validate your purchase does not mean that your purchase was quality. Alright?
The majority of the world would disagree with you, Dead Metal.
In what regard are they going to disagree with me? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that what's popular does not always mean it's good. All right, let me give you some examples, David. The Twilight movies, Nickelback, Katy Perry, Hannah Montana. All of this is complete trash. Reality TV, complete trash. Yet it's insanely popular because people eat that shit up. All right, and if you want to keep it in the gaming realm, you talk Call of Duty, you talk Battlefield, you talk Fortnite, you talk PUBG. These games were insanely popular, all right? It doesn't back up anything to do with how good they are. Popularity is not a good measuring stick, because if we're going to go by popularity, I want to see you throw your Nintendo Switch away. I want to see you swear it off and commit exclusively to mobile gaming. Mobile gaming is bigger than the Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo combined. If we're going to say that popularity dictates quality, then at that point, my friend, you need to only exclusively listen to what's topping the top 40 charts. You need to download the #1 rated app in the App Store, and you need to swear yourself up and down that you'll never try something out of the realm of comfortability. Popularity does not equal quality.
Nintendo products cater to a very juvenile demographic.
That's not true at all. The Animal Crossing player base is over 20 to 30. They're not kids. The Nintendo fan base are in their 20s to their 40s.
The reason that they're so popular is because
I'm 32 myself.
David, you know you're full of shit, dude. Don't try to spin this. All right? I said this in another video. Nintendo are for juveniles. All right? PlayStation are for teenagers, and Xbox is for men. All right? That's where the men play. That's where everybody who's over the age of 20 does their gaming. All right? But let's keep it real for you. Let's use your logic. All right? Let's see exactly who's playing these Nintendo games, shall we? Let's see just how juvenile they really are. Let's have a look at some games.
Jay, don't take that from me.
Josie, don't press that button.
Look. Josiah, don't cry.
Go. Oh, you won. Hold on. You got 3. Just wait till it comes back.
parents to buy them. All right, it's got nothing to do with the quality of the system.
And it has everything to do with the quality. It's the games that sell systems, not backwards compatibility. No one cares about backwards compatibility. The Wii U had backwards compatibility, but nobody cared. Nobody cares about backwards compatibility on the Xbox either, or the games.
That are not.
David, my friend, you're smoking the good stuff, my man, because you're saying what I think is probably the most ignorant thing that I have ever heard. Nobody cares about backwards compatibility. If nobody cared, nobody would bother with it. There's a reason that Sony, in their infinite wisdom, finally caved and decided to allow PlayStation 4 games playable on the PlayStation 5. There's a reason that Xbox is so heavily praised for doing 4 generations of backwards compatibility. There's a reason that every PC gamer's go-to bragging point is that you can jack up the settings and resolution on older games and basically give them a remaster. Just because your precious almighty god Nintendo refused to do it and they sell you ports of the games charging you money for what should be basic improvements, right? If you look at Super Mario 3D Land, Mario Kart 8, Donkey Kong Country, all of these Wii U ports, Captain Toad, whatever, it's frame rate and it's resolution. Xbox is going back with FPS boost and Xbox One X enhancements and doing that for free. You're literally at this point arguing that having to pay for it is a better alternative than getting it for free. Like I said, man, whatever you're smoking, throw some of it my way because you're definitely hitting the good stuff a little too hard, pal.
On Switch, and that does not mean that they are inferior games to what the Switch has.
Backwards compatibility is something that you have when you have no games, and you go on about backwards compatibility. It really shows up the lack of games on the Xbox, and good games as well. What have they got? The only exclusive they have is the Medium. That's the only exclusive that has come out since the launch of the Xbox Series X. There's nothing to entice gamers to buy an Xbox Series X. Nintendo had Splatoon 2 and Breath of the Wild. You know, guys. They had Mario Odyssey first year, Xenoblade first year. The only other big hitter coming out this year for Xbox is Halo Infinite. But that isn't even a big franchise anymore. Splatoon is a bigger franchise than Halo these days. And that's a fact. 13 million sales compared to 5 million sales of Halo 5. Halo 2 sold 12 million or something. You know, guys, nobody cares about Xbox or Halo. Let's play the video.
David, you're going to naturally see a regression in the digital and physical sales of Xbox titles because of Game Pass. You're not doing this in an accurate and fair one-to-one comparison. You need to keep a level playing field here, sir, because it's only natural to assume that Game Pass is driving an absolute fuck ton of Xbox consoles. There's a ton of Game Pass subscribers. That's where all the Xbox first-party games hit day one. Not many people are going to pay $60 for them when they can get them on Game Pass. All right? It just adds to the value because Microsoft wants you as a Game Pass subscriber. They want you in their ecosystem, all right? They want you to be able to play the games anywhere, and they want your monthly money. Yeah, they're a business. But to sit here and say Splatoon 2 is more relevant than Halo, you need to wait until Halo Infinite drops, and you need to see how much the Game Pass numbers rise, and then add that to the physical and digital sales of that game, and then compare it against Splatoon. By the way, Splatoon is literally a shooter for prepubescent children, all right? It's for little kids who can't play Call of Duty, so their parents get them the next best thing. Splatoon is a joke. Nintendo's take on the entire shooter genre is a joke, all right? Splatoon sucks, and you know it. Breath of the Wild is a Wii U port. Xenoblade, people talk that game up. It was nothing special.
It's not another poppycock like this delusional fanboy is talking. You know, guys. And yeah, Nintendo just started winning in the hardware front. They're winning in the software department too. So when they say Xbox are winning what exactly? They're third in a 3-horse race. They're last, as per usual. The Xbox brand. Anyway, guys, I'm getting a bit bored of this dead metal guy again. I can't be bothered watching the rest of this video again. It's 19 minutes of gibberish, of things that don't even make sense. Yeah, he's got nothing to say to discredit Nintendo. Anyway, this is David T. logging out.
Oh, I don't need to discredit Nintendo. They do that plenty themselves, David. All you need to do is look at their business practices, how anti-consumer they are, and how they run their corporation. There's nothing that I can bring to the table. I could bring the fact that they issue takedowns on videos showing their gameplay. I could bring up the fact that, once again, they're forcing you to buy Wii U ports with marginal upgrades, charging a full $60 price tag for it, the inferiority of their online system, the thorough brainwashing that they've conducted on both you and the rest of the Nintendo fanboy fan base is asinine. They practice artificial scarcity and jack up the price of their hardware and software. They refuse to commit to new IPs and rely on the same old rehashed franchises to carry themselves into relevancy. There's plenty wrong with Nintendo, David. But once again, you cut me off. You didn't even let me finish in the video. You can't be bothered for 19 minutes. 19 minutes bores you. Why is there 25-minute gameplay of you playing Pokemon, subjecting us to your vertical resolution on a gameplay? At the very least, dude, you got to turn your phone sideways and give us the landscape mode, all right? You got to at least do that. Let the content speak for itself and show your viewers some respect. But, as I like to do, I went back to David's channel. There has to be some hard-hitting, compelling content here, right? Yep, those sure are compelling graphics, David. I love the living room setup. You're right. PS5, Xbox, ray tracing, 4K. None of that can hold a candle to you racing some fucking RC car around your living room like a hyped-up 6-year-old who had too much sugar for breakfast. This is Dead Metal logging out.